like that virtual blessing. So as we recall on Mother's Day, that moms can go through great lengths to give abundant life to their children, and they never cease to worry for their well-being. And they have, as we know, to the best of their ability, loved and nurtured us. And this is so true of Mary as well. You know, she, as our spiritual mother, possesses a deep care for us. She works hard to see Christ enthroned in our own hearts. And as the gospel says, that Jesus becomes our way and our life, and that we inherit the room that is promised to us in eternity. You know, I like to use an analogy, and it is that of a mountain guide or a Sherpa. And a Sherpa and a mountain guide is designated to lead people from the base camp up to the summit of the mountain. The Sherpa knows the mountain. They can read the weather conditions, they know the safest route, they encourage, they prevent dangers, they share even in the setbacks and the mistakes along the way. And God has chosen Mary as our personal mother and mountain guide, if you will, who will lead us safely up the mountain of salvation. She will encourage, she will protect us from the dangers of getting picked off by the evil one. She will share in our setbacks and help us through them. But here's the deal. Most often, and in a lot of cases, we choose our own route up the mountain. And oftentimes it's a long and tedious and arduous one with many setbacks of our own making without the aid of Mary. And a second route is also without the aid of Mary, is that we're simply not interested in going up the mountain at all and reaching the summit. You know, there's a nice party at base camp, and it's too much work to climb the mountain. And some have come to believe there's nothing at the top. But this route is, you know, certainly the shortest. It's wide, and it's easy, and we know where that leads. Jesus says, eternal damnation. The way, the truth, and the life in Jesus is the narrow road. But Mary summons us. She says, no, let's go. Let's go to the mountaintop. I will lead you. Yes, it's a lot of work to go to the summit, but it's where you will find true and eternal happiness. Why? Because the fullness of God's glory is at the summit. We have to admit humanity is very lost. The world is unstable. And as I heard from the New Evangelization Summit, we're in a confusing time. And not only that, there's a terrible loss of faith. And the end result of this loss of faith is not only moral decay and materialism and secularization, but it's the belief that this world is our final end. And mankind, you and me, are in control of everything. Hence, there's no need for God. As in every age, there is a great battle being fought in the hearts of men. And so many hearts have become hardened and separated from the Lord. This deeply saddens not only God, but the Mother of God. She's desiring to help us. So I'd like, Mary, help us Christians. Pray for us. You know, we forget that there has been an authority bestowed on Our Lady by God. You know, we can even see this as a little microcosm through the saints. St. Anthony. How many times have we turned to St. Anthony? help me find my wallet, whatever, right? And he comes through. How many times have we turned to St. Joseph asking to sell a home? And they come through. They storm heaven on our behalf. And so the death and resurrection of Christ has won the victory over sin and death and Satan. We know that. However, the prince of this world still has power to influence us. However, the Mother of God, she's been given authority to crush the head of the serpent. If you look at Our Lady, what is she doing? She's crushing the head of the serpent under her feet. She's pleading that the water of our lives, plain old water, be changed into wine. She desires to dispense through her hands the graces that Jesus wants to offer us. You know, she visits us through apparitions like Fatima. Yesterday was the 100th anniversary of Fatima. To instruct us to pray, to not lose heart, to fast, to read the scriptures, to take advantage of the sacrament of confession, to receive the Eucharist often, and to pray the rosary, to pray it earnestly. One of our greatest weapons against the assaults of the enemy is the rosary. She ultimately wants to see Christ enthroned in our hearts. So, she will not rest, my brothers and sisters, until our hearts are completely yoked to Christ and his heart. You know, as our mother, she's in search of hearts that she loves. And who are the hearts that she loves? Us. She's in search of them, and she's taking them to the heart that she loves, Jesus. The greatest gift that we can offer our mother is to surrender and entrust ourselves to Jesus through the heart of our mother. And as she said to the children at Fatima, my immaculate heart will be your refuge and your safe path to God. So thanks be to God, who gives us the gift of Mary, our mother, and who helps us and leads us to the joys of heaven.